The Earth's frequencies are constantly rising as the human collectives asking for a better world increases day by day. The key is in your asking for the improvement. Deep within your heart is the essence of God's mind and all divine experiences that you wanted to have when you came into this lifetime. With every experience, you can feel if it is one of the divine experiences from your heart or not. Wow, has the intensity meter been turned up a few notches these last few weeks? Are you feeling it? So many of us have been graduating from timelines we've outgrown, and without skipping a beat, we've been launched into new ones at full speed ahead. At first, many of these new timelines may make us feel as if we've taken steps backwards on our journey into greater personal expansion. This can feel disheartening, especially if you've been putting a great deal of time, energy, and dedication into creating your highest vision for your life. This going backwards feeling can show up in several ways. It can happen due to the stirring up of old, unresolved emotions that still need to be addressed and healed. It can also show up as feeling stuck, as if situations in your life are at a standstill. Where people saw turmoil growing, but they had no idea that a massive infusion of light was exposing long-hidden darkness, and a battle between the light and the dark forces was well underway. To enlighten the populace, off-planet messengers telepathically transmitted information to their respective receivers, who accepted the mission to publicize it. Persons who were responsive to the light and the information began to awaken. Now their vast numbers are increasing by the day, and Earth is orbiting in fourth density on her way to fifth with speed that is unprecedented in this universe. You could describe your divine experiences filled with love, freedom, peace, joy, creativity, beauty, abundance, and well-being for all involved in the experience. Anything less than that is part of the illusion, and it feels mostly unpleasant. You are, in a way, feeling your way into heaven on earth. When your experience is unpleasant, ask for the divine experience and wait. Center yourself and breathe. Calmness and a feeling of inner harmony are key to open to the divine experience. When you have reached a certain level of inner harmony and you are pointing your attention toward the improvement of your experience, you are moving into the divine experience. Can you imagine what would happen if you would do this process constantly, every day? You would enter heaven on earth. If, like many people, you have experienced any of these feelings in the past few weeks, know that it's just part of your integration process with the new timelines you've entered. Often when these kinds of experiences show up, it's actually a confirmation that great expansion is occurring. They allow us the chance to take a closer look at our inner lives and to make the appropriate adjustments so as to align with the kind of reality we'd like more of. Have you noticed the amplification of unusual weather patterns and seismic activity lately? How about the global unrest? At first glance, these situations can generate trepidation, especially for those still living in a paradigm of fear. However, those who consciously make a choice to live and operate from their hearts can clearly see the powerful undercurrents taking place. When this eons-old plague of darkness runs out its energy course, and this is happening rapidly, the evil it has caused and will leave in its wake must be remedied so the planet and all its inhabitants can heal from cultural, racial and religious prejudice, economic polarization, political and corporate corruption, cruelty to animals, ignorance of truths and information control. Cities and towns in ruins, homelessness and impoverishment, contaminated soil, air and waters. And indeed, every one of those conditions will be remedied. Some of you are thinking it could be a century or more before the ravaged environment can be restored to health and people around the world live peacefully, cooperatively and prosperously within the richness of their diversity and in harmony with nature. Dear ones, please think instead that the light will keep intensifying and raising vibrations, and souls who are spiritually and consciously advanced will be incarnating in great numbers. It does take determination to move from the lower dimensional experiences into your divine experiences. From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, it takes determination, that nothing is more important than to remain in harmony and to point towards your divine experience. At the beginning, you might be successful with this only a few times a day. But eventually, you will create such a momentum of harmony that nothing can throw you off anymore. We champion your victory in the light. Welcome home. We send you all so much love. You are carried on the wings of angels to bring forth the new earth. For a very long time now, the foundations of our global society have predominantly operated on patriarchal principles. If allowed to continue, these principles, combined with the mind's forgetting the soul's true divine nature, abilities, and purpose, would have eventually created a world entirely motivated by control, separation, and fear. Instead, the patriarchal system we've lived under for so long is crumbling. We can clearly see this happening all around the world. All systems and ideologies operating in a covert and selfish way, without integrity, will no longer be able to continue operating. The reports coming from these systems may try to convince us that things are only getting worse, pointing to the political unrest and climate changes taking place. But this could not be further from the truth. The changes taking place are confirmations that the collective consciousness and our Earth herself are awakening to higher states of consciousness. These changes are a result of the cleansing effect that is supporting our move out of the old paradigm and into the new one. My people conservatively estimate that reconciliation, cleansing and reconstruction will be completed in less than 2 generations, 35 to 40 of your years, and many aspects will be accomplished much sooner. Significant efforts have started in some areas, others are in planning stages, and throughout those years we and other universal family will work alongside you. Some will introduce their technology and help you implement your own, which dark ones have suppressed from beneficial use and misused themselves. As body's cellular structure transforms into crystalline, Earth civilization's 10 dormant DNA strands will begin activating one by one until all are functioning. The people will understand they are multidimensional eternal souls experiencing another lifetime in a physical world. That animals and plants are souls too, and every life is connected with all others and with the supreme being of this universe. Eradication of dis-ease will result in longer, healthier, happier lives and access to innate abilities such as telepathic communication. Astral travel and manifestation by focused thought will immeasurably enrich life. The new awakening waves of change are actually sacred activations that our souls called forth long before we entered this paradigm. These sacred activations are quickly moving us to live and breathe from the heart. These energies are asking us to think less and to feel more. They are magnifying our ability to love more. They are also guiding us to embrace, honor, and listen to with our intuition. Our intuition is the way in which our spirit communicates with us. When we are following our intuition, we move back into being the powerful creators we have always been, back to a place where nothing can ever hurt or harm us in any way. Intuition is not to be mistaken with instinct. Instinct, though beneficial at times, is more about survival. If we always choose to operate from survival mode motivated fear, then the mind begins to believe it is disconnected from the spirit. Being in survival mode at all times also puts a great deal of stress on our emotional and physical bodies, which leads to an imbalance in our state of well-being. That's why things like meditation, mindful breathing, exercising our creativity, prayer, showing gratitude, and taking time to rest are some of the most important things we can practice at this time, because they strengthen the mind's connection with our spirit. Once this connection is strengthened, we start to allow our intuition to guide us on our life's path. The disinformation that permeates your world will have been long since replaced by truths, and all information in media and textbooks will be accurate. Fear, which is so prevalent today, will have been long since replaced by contentment, curiosity, excitement, and adventuresome spirit. You will enjoy what now seems to be the stuff of science fiction, such as traveling to other worlds and greeting universal family who come from other civilizations to visit you. The population will not advance en masse, but individually in accordance with persons' beliefs about their extensive powers, and ultimately everyone will achieve that advanced state of being. Then Earth's destiny, her golden age, will flourish in the fullness of unity consciousness indeed, heaven on earth. Dear hearts, many of you in elder years chose in your soul contract to leave Earth lifetime before that age is blooming in all its gloriousness. You will be living in other magnificent worlds where love, peace and life in harmony with nature also are cornerstones. You can view the panorama of Earth in the continuum, where all her residents are joyously thriving in the planet's abundance and pristine beauty. For your dedicated service that is inspiring her people to move ever onward to manifest that age, you are honored by and have the gratitude of all lighted beings. Whatever happens anywhere affects everything else everywhere else. Thus, the transformation of life on Earth will benefit all other worlds in this universe. This time we are in right now is asking us to move into a place of divine surrender. The idea of surrendering has nothing to do with giving up anything. In fact, giving up and surrendering are completely different vibrations. Divine surrender simply means we are able to release all that hinders us from living in the natural flow of life, where we are able to create our greatest lives. Many of us who have been hanging on for dear life in the current energetic climate are literally being pushed to our breaking point, so that we can finally come to a place where we completely surrender. If we are someone who is still identifying with our story and our past experiences, or what society has told us we should be, then we may still be holding on to the old fear-based world. In this vibration, there is still great struggle. If we are in this space, let's be willing to give ourselves full permission to let go and surrender all the doubts, worries, fears, and resistance keeping us there. Let's allow ourselves to enter our very new, miraculous life. It's here, and it's waiting for us. It's important to note that living from a place of surrender does require some practice and intention. The more we practice living our lives from this space, the more it will become second nature to us. Many of you may not know or remember what makes those forces special. Mother, please insert what we said about them some time ago. Members of the forces number in the thousands, and they're stationed around the world wherever they are needed. In addition to the great difference in the size of this group and the other volunteers and the occasional arrival of an adult, souls in the forces also differ in other ways. All come from the most highly evolved civilizations where they held responsible positions. They know who they are, and none has ever strayed from his or her mission. They retain their innate abilities of manifestation, dematerialization, teleportation, astral travel, telepathic communication, being present in spirit only, thus invisible to bystanders, and reading thoughts of others, nearby or distant. And a few are prodigies, which shouldn't be surprising, and a few are what you call illusionists. That may seem a frivolous mission, but it is purposeful. By walking through a brick wall or producing an automobile out of thin air, for instance, they are showing these are possible. Thoughts about any possibility proceed developing more accurately, activating the ability to accomplish it, and those entertainers are stimulating their audiences to contemplate how such feats can be managed. You could say they are the wait hours to Earth's peoples discovering their own innate capabilities.